He's right. Dana White just told every man in America to bury his pain and never let it show. Handle it behind closed doors. Don't show weakness to anybody. And here's the part that's going to make you mad. He's not wrong. I mean, not all the way. He's more right than the people screaming at him want to admit. Because there is something sick in a culture that turns a diagnosis into a personality. There's something soft in a generation that takes a 10-question quiz on their phone and comes back with 4 disorders and a flag to wave. Dana's not wrong that something's broken. He is just wrong about what. And the way he's wrong is going to put men in the ground. Look, here's what nobody in this fight is telling you. While both sides are screaming about whether men should talk, somebody's already drowning right now. And he can't hear the one voice that might keep him here because of all the noise. The fight isn't just dumb. The fight is the thing that is killing him. I almost didn't take the phone call that taught me that. Late at night, kids asleep down the hall, dead tired, everything in me wanted to just let that phone ring. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Because there was also a second call that came 25 years later. But here's where we're going to go in this episode. You're carrying something right now. And the world's handed you 2 options for it. Bury what you feel, bury it like a man, or wear it like a badge. And there is a third thing. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly what it is. As there is a war that is going on right now over men and their pain. And it is loud. And it just landed on the cover of Time magazine. Dana White, cigars, the guitars, the whole UFC empire, a fight coming, I think, to the White House, I read. And buried in all of it, the line that broke the internet in half. On one side, you've got Dana. Toughen up. Don't split the bill. Don't skip out on your family. And whatever you do, don't say out loud that you're hurting. He even did the little voice when he said it, the mocking, whiny voice. Oh, I'm having mental health issues. Handle it behind closed doors. On the other side, though, you got a whole culture that ran the exact opposite way, where anxiety isn't something you fight. Now, it's something you are. Where depression is a club that you join, where kids now scroll through a slideshow of self-diagnosed behaviors and come up with it. They're bipolar, have bipolar disorder, and the comment section then turns into a leaderboard. 10 out of 10, diagnosed, stay safe, y'all. Like it's a quiz that tells you which Disney princess you are. 2 sides, both of them yelling, both dead sure that the other side is the problem, and both of them too loud to hear the guy that's under all of that. Now let me do something maybe you think is strange. Let me agree with Dana some more on what he said. It was a great article to read. I'm not here to hand you a jersey today. I'm not on one of these teams. I am trying to get to what's true here. He is right in what made a mess out of this. We took something serious, real mental illness, the kind that tears families apart, and we cheapened it. I have watched it happen. The word depression used to mean something. Now it means somebody had a rough Tuesday. Anxiety used to be clinical. Now it's a vibe you put in your bio. And when everybody's got it, ain't nobody got it. You bury the people now who are actually sick under a pile of people playing dress up. You make it impossible to tell the kid in the costume from the man who generally can't get out of bed. Dana's reacting to something very real. Right there, he and I are shaking hands. And here's where I let go. Because Dana looks at the mess and says, So shut up. All of you. Handle it behind closed doors. And that is how you get a body count. I think about this. You take a 19-year-old kid who's genuinely coming apart, not playing dress up, not collecting diagnoses for the likes, actually drowning. And you tell him, every man, no exceptions, that saying it out loud makes him weak. That needing help makes him less of a man. And then what did you just do? You took the one kid who needed to make a phone call and you welded the phone to the wall. You used a true thing. Yeah, the culture's gone soft. To defend a thing that kills. You handed a drowning man an anchor and told him it's strength. That's the trick, Dana. That's the whole trick. You were right about the disease and dead wrong about the cure. And the cure is the part that buries people. Men in this country die by suicide nearly 4 times the rate of women. Roughly 4 out of 5 suicides in this country are men, and that gap has been wide for a long time. And it's not because men feel too much. Good grief. This is because we have built a world that told them that feeling anything at all was already a failure. They didn't die from the pain. They died from the silence that we had the nerve to call strength. Look, I haven't told you what I do for a living. I've done that on purpose. I'm a pastor. And I waited because I didn't want you to file this under church stuff before you heard the human part. Because this today is not church stuff at all. It's true, whether you've ever sat in a building like mine or not. And here's what 30 some odd years of sitting with hurting people has burned into me. The thing that saves a man is almost never a stage. It's not a speech. It's not awareness. It's not a hashtag. The thing that saves a man is a person. It's a phone call that rings at a bad hour and somebody on the other side picks it up. And I think that's built into us on purpose. I don't think that we were made to carry our own weight alone and call it strength. I think we were made to be carried and to carry. And every time the world tells a man to do it solo, it's selling him a counterfeit of the thing he was actually built for. And that's not a church idea. That is the floor underneath this whole thing. Let me tell you about that phone call. Years back, I was working with this high school kid. He was brilliant, genuinely scary smart, and using almost none of it for anything good. He had a hard start in life. He lost his dad when he was young, a bit of a loner, didn't have a long list of people who showed up for him. I'll call him Jeremiah. It'd been a while since I had heard from him when the phone rang that night, 11:30. Kids are asleep, me done for the day, already in bed, and his voice on the phone was flat. He told me that he was out at this lake that was kind of nearby where I lived, and he said if I ever cared to see him again, I would come out there now. I'll be honest with you. I didn't want to go. It was late. It was dark. This kid felt a little unstable. Part of my brain was doing the math on my own safety. I believe in boundaries. I think they're wise. I think I could have set boundaries right there and felt good about it. And I don't think they would have been wrong. But something in that voice told me that this wasn't the night for boundaries. So I drove out. His car was there. Down on the beach, there was a pentagram lit up with candles. And there was Jeremiah, standing with the tools that he brought to end his life. I immediately called my wife, told her that I was okay, and then I chose to stay. A long time. And by the end of that night, I got him out of the danger zone and into the hands of people who were trained to carry him the rest of the way. Behavioral health, professionals, the real thing. And that's what I need you to hear today. The fight didn't save Jeremiah. No speech saved him. No awareness campaign saved Jeremiah. It was a tired guy who didn't want to get out of bed, who drove out to a dark lake and picked up the other end. That's it. That's the whole miracle. It's embarrassingly small. That is the third thing that I promised you. Not toughen up. Not move into the pain and hang curtains. The door. A person. Now, here's where I'm going to sound like Dana White again for a minute. Because some of this is on you, on me, on all of us. A lot of what wrecks our minds, we walk into with our own 2 feet. We make the dumb call, we cheat, and then we can't sleep. Or we blow the money, we betray a friend, we pick up that bottle. And then when we act shocked when the consequences show up wearing our own handwriting. There is no pill for the weight of the thing you did. I'm sorry, there just isn't. You don't medicate your way out of a mess that you chose. You clean it up. And some of you need that plain. So here it is. Get up. Pay the fine, do the time, quit digging the hole, and start climbing out. And that is not me being cruel to you today. That is me treating you like the man who can carry his own load, because you can. But listen carefully and don't hear what I'm not saying. Some loads you cannot carry out alone. And the manliest thing, the toughest, hardest, grittiest thing a man ever does is throw in the towel. Not on your life, on doing it by yourself. Dana thinks the towel is weakness, and he's got that exactly backwards. Sitting down across from a counselor and saying, I can't do this on my own, takes more guts than any cage he ever built. White knuckling it in silence till it breaks you? That is not strength, friends. That's pride with a tough guy paint job. And there are roads out of the mess. More than one road out. Discipline is one. Sometimes you really just need to get up and go. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get on with it. But a professional is another road. A good therapist isn't a participation trophy. He's a mechanic for the part of you that is seized up. A buddy and a beer and one honest hour is another one. A pastor's phone at 4 a.m, that's a road out. 4 doors, every one of them count. Every one of them are possible. The only wrong move is standing in the hallway of doors and pretending you don't need any of them. Now, I'm going to put something on you that you didn't ask for, but this is super important. We've been talking about your pain. Let's talk about the guy standing next to you. Because you've got a responsibility for your own mental health. That's your responsibility. Guard it. Live in a way that protects your mental health. But you've also got something else too. And it's almost a responsibility. It isn't. It's like a responsibility, even though nobody on earth can make you pick it up. I think you owe the Jeremiahs in your life a little compassion. Because some people don't have a long list. Some people have a list with one name. And maybe that name is yours. So be a guy who picks up. Be the name on somebody's short list. Because the call you don't want to take at 11:30 at night might be the only door a drowning man can still see. Let me finish the Jeremiah story. I didn't hear from Jeremiah again, not for 25 years. A few months ago, my phone rang. It was him. 25 years older, and I'd spent maybe half of those wondering whatever happened to that kid from the lake. And he was calling me from hospice, a brain tumor, glioblastoma. And he didn't have long. And he remembered me from one dark, rainy night, a quarter of a century back. And he asked me to come see him. So I did, regularly, right up until just a few short weeks later when Jeremiah died. Now hear me on this. This is not a sad story. Don't you dare hear this as a sad story, because here's what I got to do. I got to sit with a man and hear about 25 years. The adventures, the roads he drove, the life he built, every bit of it on the far side of a phone call a tired guy almost just let ring. We are all going to die. Surprise. That's just how it is. The question was never whether Jeremiah would die. The question was whether he'd get to live first. And he did. 25 years of it, because somebody picked up. And I am humbled I got to be there at the start of that choice on a lake in the dark, and humbled that I got to be there at the end of it, watching a man leave this world the right way. Amen. 25 years. That was what was on the other side of a phone call that I almost let ring. Like, you came in carrying something today, and you didn't grab either jersey. You didn't turn yourself into stone. You didn't move into the pain and hang curtains. You found the door. I'm showing it to you. That is not weakness. That's not drama. That can be the strongest thing a man ever does. And sometimes it's the strongest thing he does for someone else. Every single person's fighting for their mind right now, and they deserve their 25 years. Either through discipline, or by a doctor, or by a buddy, or by a 4 a.m. phone call. The road doesn't matter. Which door you choose doesn't matter. It's the life that matters. So think clearly about what your pain actually is and what it actually needs. And live faithfully enough to be the kind of person somebody can call. There are hard things all around us. And the question isn't, will it get to me, but what will I become because of it? Let's navigate this together with grace and grit and come out hopeful. Grace with grit. I'll see you on the next one.